Three, two, one, and we're live.
What's up? This is
Episode
podcast
2.
podcast 2, frequency 43. A little bit different this time. We're on Zoom. Lucas is in Santa Barbara. I'm in
Yeah.
Eugene, Oregon. Fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what a predicament we're in this country right now.
What a serious problem we are having in the streets right now.
Are you on team riot, or are you on, like, what the fuck? Like, you shouldn't be out in the streets. There's a curfew. What's your, give me your layout. Where are you at on this?
Well, I honestly, I don't really know where I stand on that. Honestly, where do you stand? Because you got to approach that problem.
So okay, so I see,
I don't quite know.
right.
Kind
So
of a
I see
hard
the good.
problem.
I think us as a society, we look for some sort of binary solution, and I think there's actually good people on both sides.
It's like there's a lot of
You know
people
what I
just
mean?
taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, like some people are rightfully protesting, and they're like taking knees and then telling cops to take knees. And then you have other people who are looting and taking advantage of the situation to steal. So
I can understand why someone would go out there and protest, but me personally,
but I feel like
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't personally go and protest.
It's
getting
like
too out of control.
You're just provoking it. I mean, I love what people are doing when they're saying, hey, if you're, instead of going out and protesting, why don't you donate money to the cause? You know, why not create some sort of impact rather than going out and creating mayhem in the streets? But every protest has been,
the crazy thing is that news channels are almost sparking the fire. They're almost insinuating it to a bigger degree.
These protests have been going on for like 3 or 4 days, and I've never seen America like this. You know what I mean? I've never seen people so triggered. You're like, this was like, it seems like this was like the domino that started.
I feel like
the
this
whole
was just an excuse for people to just. I feel like a lot of people are just using this as an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely amped up, like at their house. You know, you're not allowed to go downtown. You're not allowed to
people are just
do stuff because of the coronavirus.
They're
just like,
can we talk about that for a second? How just 2 weeks ago nobody was in the streets scared for their life from coronavirus, and now there's thousands of people in the street, and nobody cares anymore, dude. It's just crazy how fast the narrative changes, bro. It's like crazy. It's actually insane, dude. Like I feel like there's something,
and there's always a new
people are just taking
too.
advantage of the situation.
I feel like people have always been taking advantage of situations.
Did you see what Trump did, and he went to that church? Did you
see
him?
Break it down. I heard about it, but I didn't get a good I didn't get a full picture.
Dude, there were some protesters peacefully protesting at this church next to the White House, and then out of nowhere they just get tear gassed, and Donald Trump makes a huge spectacle with like 100 security guards and basically freezes the whole entire downtown Washington, D.C. protests. And he goes and he stages a photo op in front of the church where he just poses for a picture for like 5 minutes, and then he leaves. But it was crazy, bro. You have to watch the videos of it, dude. Like the president walking down the street of Washington, D.C. They just mobilized
this was in D.C.
Dude, he walked through the front gate of the White House to the church, and there was like 500 security guard people. Bro, it was like the military was out there. Like dude, it was crazy.
Pull up the video. Can you do that thing on your computer? Or
I don't think
we'll figure it out.
You just have to watch it.
We might be having a guest on today. His name's Mr. Alec Gene Reed Skyhawk.
Yeah, Alec Gene Skyhawk, yeah.
He said he's interested. He's got a great perspective on life. I think a lot of people take life for granted.
Yeah.
And he kind of, his whole mentality is, hey, listen, like what we got here in America, and especially if you're doing well, is certainly something to value. And shit's not equitable. And people got different strategies on how to help those who are less fortunate. And I think he's just got a good mentality about it. But I want to hear his takes. I want to hear him on the
He is a
podcast.
kind-hearted soul. I
Exactly.
feel like he believes in the good of humanity a little bit too much.
Yeah. And you know what? It is that balance of like, when you're nice to someone and then you're nice to them and then you're nice to them. And then, but when do they take advantage of you? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. They'll start to,
Like,
it's
if
just human nature.
if I'm like, Lucas, like, can I like have a bag of chips, or can I grab something in the fridge? You're like, yeah, like go, like, we're
Yeah.
both like chilling. But
But then
then
you do
like,
it 10 times and you're like,
yeah,
all right, bro, like
like when
really?
is
Yeah.
and I think that's a major problem with people who are too agreeable or too nice. But like,
Well,
you need to be
dude,
nice, but you got to, I don't know.
yeah.
Because I mean, I know for facts, like I've been the victim of this, where like someone tells me what to do, and I'm just like, sure, like I'll be nice, I'll whatever.
Hmm.
But it's not it's, I mean, just like with everything in life, it's that perfect balance
Yeah.
of that yin yang, that little like,
Balance.
I don't know. I think it's good. But I mean, we all
I
got
think
things we
you're
can
onto
work
something
on.
there, and it's all about balance.
Yeah.
That's like been my key word for this 2020 year. And 2020 is a balanced year if you think about it.
I feel
2020.
like 2020. Oh, Lucas, if it's a visionary year too, if you got
It
big
is a
vision,
visionary year. It's
you
a
better
very
be, you better be visualizing, but
manifesting,
I manifesting your destiny. But what's the point? The problem with me, and I feel like with most
actualizing,
individuals,
self-actualizing with
yeah.
Jordan Peterson.
Okay, so
Oh,
Skyhawks,
you gotta
Our
find
friend
your
Alex signed
archetypes, and you gotta self-actualize, and you gotta take on responsibility. Without responsibility, you're not.
so
That was my best Jordan Peterson impression.
yeah, so if you haven't heard of Jordan Peterson, he's an absolute stud. He'll set your life in order. Um,
You
if
gotta
you,
watch Jordan Peterson.
yeah, I mean,
He
I would
breaks it down. He'll break the most
the
basic
meaning
thing
of
down to
life.
its absolute elemental element.
So
Elemental element.
yeah,
He'll break
JP's
it down.
dope. Clean your room, stand up straight with your shoulders back, and the meaning of
I've
life is
literally, bro,
responsibility.
I've been standing up straight with my shoulders back. I feel so much better. So much better.
Yeah, it's great. I
So
mean,
much
and
better.
this is his first rule of
I'll
what's called
do
the 12
John, I'll be standing there and I'll be like this and I'll be like, I'll look
Yeah,
around and be like, Lucas, like, what are you doing? Like,
get your
like
posture
like
fixed.
fucking get those
Oh yeah.
fucking shoulders back, dude.
Speaking of that, I've been doing a shit ton of research on it's called your fascia muscle, and what that muscle dictates is it kind of like it's a muscle in your back, and if
Uh,
your fascia is messed up, then that could like lead to a knee problem. So like what I've been seeing is a lot of these athletes nowadays, they've got something wrong with their groin or with their knee, and they're trying to treat that. But what the original problem is that your fascia, the muscle that is connected to all your other muscles, is
yeah,
fucked up. So stand
that's
up straight with your
crazy.
shoulders back.
Okay, I gotta get
But yeah, Alec tried to FaceTime me. He's trying to get on.
oh he did? Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
send him the link or
I need to
something.
send him the email.
Yeah, I'll keep the crowd entertained.
You
So JP, his name's Jordan Peterson. Spectacular guy. He'll break down the essence of life and all these things. But one of his first things is what we were talking about is posture. Like how important is it to stand up straight with your shoulders back? You voluntarily accepting your given circumstances and doing something about it instead of slouching. But I mean, do your own research. Jordan Peterson, fantastic guy, great motivator, and I acknowledge a lot of my accomplishments in discipline through him. I mean, he sets it down straight, and I think that's truly beautiful. How are we doing on getting Mr. Sky Titties on here?
Well, I believe he's right here. Speak of the devil. I just admitted him. I think he's joining right now. And there he is. Oh, we got 2 Buzz Cut boys on.
The buzz cut, right?
There he
So
is. Looking good.
for those who do not
Oh, he's
know,
plugging in his headphones.
I don't always look like this. I got a buzz cut, a little bit kind of like an ego check. I feel like I'm at an age in my life. I'm 21 years old. I'm almost 22. Where you gotta sit down and you gotta see what matters. And God as hell, the last thing that matters is how you look. You know, like, what are you about?
Last thing that matters.
So are you saying people with buzz cuts are ugly people?
No, I'm saying
because you're saying it's an ego check.
It is an ego check. It's a major ego check.
Oh my god.
Yes, I would say to a certain extent, but now think about it. Everyone thinks of it differently. Like even like what is beauty, right? Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Exactly. So like,
but is it? But is it?
I mean, because like then you look at like all this
because
like symmetrical shit.
Symmetrically speaking and scientifically speaking, there is beauty in symmetry, and even in like that they do that for buildings and art. They make it symmetry to make it more beautiful. So it goes back all the way to the medieval times and artists.
You know,
artists.
I think a lot of it has to do with health, right? Like if someone who is attractive is someone that's healthy, and that's like a evolutionary like characteristic to reproduce, right? Like you want your children to be healthy, so you want a mate that is healthy. But that's just, we're talking about beauty. That's the last thing that matters. How is Alec Jean doing in Walnut Creek,
How is
California?
Alec Jean Reed Skyhawk doing right now?
You know, finals are ramping up a little, struggling a little. Forgot to check my wait list for my summer class, so I got kicked off the wait list.
Dude, I just started my summer class today, and I just started my summer internship today.
And how are both?
Dude, they're both, I mean, the internship is going pretty good, and the class it's kind of throwing me off a little bit too.
What type of work are you doing, or did they tell you what type of work you're gonna
Lucas,
do?
talk to us about your internship, bro.
I just started today.
What's the company
Basically,
called?
so I'm working for the guy that my grandma works for, and he owns his own accounting firm in Montecito, Santa Barbara, which is a pretty nice part of Santa Barbara. And so basically, I'm just doing a lot of like labor work around the office, like double checking files and like organizing, like doing a lot of like mind-numbing work, but it's like experience, and I get to see a lot of things.
That's nice.
Yeah. But I just started today, and all day I was literally just double checking the thing on the computer to the files in real life to make sure that everything was in order. And these files were like 8 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds like some interesting work.
I feel like what we lack to learn with in college is the overall work environment. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have absolutely no idea how the corporate world works. And
it's fucking crazy, bro.
The reality, right? The reality is that like a lot of people are going to be in the corporate world, and I feel like, I mean, this is just from my experience, but I don't know how well the colleges have equipped us for that. You know, like I think for business, like,
I,
you know,
I
you take accounting, you take this, but like how applicable is that to the real world?
I think
what's that?
it really matters what university you go to, because
Yeah,
like
I
for
Really?
feel like
example, Northeastern University in Boston, where Nikki Dias went, family friend, they have it's a co-op program. So it's like after your freshman sophomore year, between your junior and senior year, like you between your sophomore and junior year, you have an internship, and then between your junior and senior year, you have an internship. That's through the school. So like if you're a business major, they like pair you with like a business that like has like an agreement with the school. So like he worked for John Hancock
Beautiful.
Finance and then Amazon.
Right. So
So
I mean,
like, and I know like at University of Oregon, there's even like internships through school. But the problem is, you're right. It's
feel like
hard. It's hard to get that
who's gonna put
access.
in the work? Like
I mean, the
dude,
hardest
myself.
workers.
I feel like college is like it's like it's cutting the fat of the
Thinning the
people who
herd. It's
actually want
thinning
to.
the herd.
It's just cutting the fat of the people who can handle the real world.
Well, yeah, and
Like,
it's a
dude,
business, you know.
there was the smartest people, like some super smart people on my floor in Chico, but they didn't even last 2 months because they couldn't just fucking like live. They were just went crazy, dude. Like, I swear to God,
Yeah,
some people just can't handle it.
and
Straight
that's
up.
tough because like life is so fucking hard too. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
college is it was tough. It was tough for me. You know, I love my
Yeah.
parents. I had a fucking shitty group of friends in high school. No, I'm kidding. I had the fucking amazing group of friends in high school, and you know, meeting new people and being on your own, and you got to eat the right food. Like some people just get stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
Some people do drugs. You know, if your parents aren't there, you can do whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
want. You don't have to show up to
Dude, yeah,
class.
a lot of people don't realize how good life can be and they get stuck in that rut.
Exactly.
Well, they're stuck in the present. They're not looking for the future. Like
Right.
obviously, the present day, missing one day of class doesn't matter to go play
Yeah.
beer die. But then if you do that consistently,
Yeah, exactly.
and then your present
Yeah.
turns to shit, because then you just ruin your future. So it's like you got to have this balance of like
Yeah.
living in the present but also prepping for the future.
That's
It's
Chico's
just,
motto.
That give and take.
Does
but
Oregon
see,
have a motto? Does Oregon have like a motto?
I
Like a
mean, they probably like a Latin motto, or like, is
Yeah,
that what you're
dude.
saying? Oh, they for
That's
sure
what
do.
Chico's is. Chico's is today decides tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
literally Chico's Latin
I like
motto.
that. It's a great
I
motto.
feel like that's probably a lot of universities' motto across the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, that's a pretty yeah.
Today decides tomorrow. I like it.
Yeah, but college totally like
I feel
I
like it
mean
just thins the herd.
just look at the business school at Oregon. Like that thing is so fucking difficult and competitive. And like I remember taking calculus and I was like, holy shit, this shit is not even comparable to what I did at Colorado State.
Uh-huh.
Like it really thins her. Like I think half the class like didn't dropped out, withdrawed, or and then they can be business majors. So like your whole principle of college is just thinning the herd. I think that really wraps it up in a good perspective.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't finish college too.
Yeah. And then I feel like you find a job, and that's when you really like learn your craft.
Yeah.
Not even your first job. It takes a couple of jobs. What is
Yeah, probably a
what is
couple
that
of jobs.
statistic? The average American worker works like 9 different jobs.
In their lifetime.
Yeah. So someone look up. I guess I can. What am I doing?
That's
I'll
why
be
we
able to
love
look up.
Alec Henry
Well, and
Skyhawk
I'll
right
say
there.
this too.
That
I
right
think
there is why I love Alec Henry
yeah.
Skyhawk. All right, I'm gonna go get more horchata. Dude, I've been drinking a ton of horchata lately, like an unreal, because we found a good deal at the local store. Like they sell this horchata, dude. It's crazy.
But I think definitely in the future though, I don't see this whole job
Wow.
process slowing down. I see it speeding up.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average worker currently holds 10 different jobs before the age of 40. and this number is projected to grow.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just touching base on that. I mean, I think we live in a society nowadays where, I mean, it's all about what's next, where you going, like
You get
fail
lucky.
forward.
You get lucky if you find a job that you actually like do for a long time. That's like not hard.
You know
It's
what's
hard to come
scary?
by.
You know what's scary about that though is that, I mean, people aren't leaving their jobs because it's the best job ever and they're happy, right? A lot of these people are probably in certain job situations where they're like, dude, this job sucks. Let me try another
Well,
job.
yeah,
I don't know.
very
Maybe they
that
got fired.
the Labor Bureau statistics. That statistic is very broad because it's like, for example, for us, kind of a bubble. Because if you think about like a lot of our dads and moms that have jobs, like they had jobs that they've been doing for like years, right? Like my dad had, but like we gotta look at the full intersections and demographics of that. Like we're talking about blue collar workers, white collar workers. So it's like that average kind of makes sense. It's like
Right.
I've already had 3 different jobs and I'm only 21. It says the average is 11.7 between the age of 18 and 48, which makes sense because it's like if I'm working at Taco Bell, but then I can get like a little bit more money at like a different fast food and then like slowly work up, like you're going to have like 7 different jobs until you're the manager at like a different franchise or like you finally make it to a restaurant. But like, yeah, there's a lot of different.
I mean, I'll say this, man, the world is changing so fast. And I've only came to a realization of this a few weeks ago. And I mean, it's crazy. Everyone's got a TikTok now, you know? Like,
I don't
what
have
the
a
fuck?
TikTok.
I don't have a
never
TikTok
made a
either.
Never had a
TikTok, dude.
Facebook, never had a TikTok. Those are my 2 proud
How have you
accomplishments.
not had I've had to use Facebook for like a lot of things that I've never used Facebook for like actual Facebook. I've always like used it for like groups and like.
You needing a Facebook is the lie I told to society. It's
No,
like
I
you don't
don't
even need a
need
Facebook
You
it,
need
dude.
anymore.
one.
But like
You need,
we just like it's a good platform to, like. But yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, it sucks, dude. Why am I
The
defending?
movement is delete
Why am I
delete
defending
Facebook,
Facebook, bro? I
delete Mark
100%
Zuckerberg.
agree. I 100%.
He literally lets
What? Why?
conspiracies
Why? I
flood
don't know,
his.
dude.
I
I
need to
don't know why
delete
that was my
Instagram too.
person.
Facebook literally just buys all the competition for the. It's great. I mean, that's what you do when you're a giant. Just
I learned
buy
about
all.
that.
You
That's
literally just
called,
buy all
It's
your
called
all the.
investing.
Well,
it's
yeah,
called,
you want the best engineers. You want the best tech guy. You know, you want the best of the best. And how do you do that? You buy different smaller companies that have good founders. That's what Mark Zuckerberg, little fuckerberg, said.
Yeah.
Bitch. What?
well, I think these social media, I think these social media
Right.
platforms are definitely here to stay. Now I think I
100%.
think they're incredibly powerful in you know,
You're saying
I think
wait. Sorry. I
I
got.
think
You're saying like most like what do you mean when you're saying social media? Because let's be honest, social media platforms usually have a span of 5 to 10 years, and then it's another one. MySpace transition, 4chan's transition,
right,
Reddit now. So it's like when you mean you
right.
mean just like
Social media is vague. I mean,
you just mean like social media apps are here to stay, no matter
I
what
think
they are.
I, I mean, yeah. I mean, and like, listen to this. Like, I think you're completely right. Like, there's what's going to be the
Like
new.
Snapchat's gonna die
I think
soon.
I think Twitter is here to stay. I think Instagram is not going anywhere.
Interesting.
I think now I don't know Snapchat's niche, right? Like the whole idea of sending
A lot of
snaps is
sexting,
cool.
baby. A lot of sexting.
Yeah,
Crazy
I think
shit.
it's a good. I like it. I like it personally for the female game, just because like I mean the texting is like I don't
Lambie
know.
snapping.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Lambie
Sam
who's
said,
snapping.
I don't know.
everyone's
See, I'm to the point of my Snapchat career where wake up 11 a.m. Look at my Snapchats. I just do one snap for the whole fucking day, and then if I actually care about you and I
Dude,
want to see
bro,
what
like,
you're saying,
but why do you do that? Like,
I
don't
know
you
it's
ever think
bad,
about
but now
that?
it's to
Like,
the
why
point.
do you do that?
Lucas, this
see
is the
I
Like,
fucked up.
I
This is
can't
why.
keep,
Let me
I
explain.
can't keep a streak, like, bro, I
This is
haven't
why,
had a snap
Lucas. So like,
streak
if you and I
in
had a
years,
snap,
dude. I'm
I
so
would
bad.
literally wait. I'd wait for like the other person to stop it, and then I don't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't be the one. If it's more than like 50, I can't stop it.
Yeah.
It's a
I wonder what
disease.
I wonder what that subliminally like
Yeah, what is
says
that?
about that personality, about your personality.
I don't fucking know. I just know, like, okay, let's say we have 350 days, but I'm like done snapping this. I'm not gonna be the like one to just not snap back. Like, if they keep snapping me, and you know what's crazy is I feel like that's what's happening for a lot of people Snapchatting. Is like you'll
You
have
know
these
what?
400-day streaks and people just like hoping the other person fucking ends it. So funny. That
I think
is,
a lot of this stuff is not healthy for us mentally.
well, no shit, but like it makes money, so it's like it's here to stay, like you said. No way it's healthy, bro. There's studies everywhere that says it's bad for the mental health, bro.
Well, it's because
How
this
is
is
that
this is
normal? We're social, like species, but the problem
well,
is like we need that like inhuman
this
interaction.
is what this is my take on it. It's because like I'm gonna pick on Instagram for this, but a lot of these media platforms hold the same responsibility. But it's like for Instagram, like right, what you're posting on Instagram, like that's first of all, that's not your real life. Like you're pretending whatever it
It's
is.
so ridiculous,
And
dude. It's
I
crazy.
don't get me, I'm a victim to this. Like I'm a piece of the problem.
I know
But
John
like
flexing in his photos. I know Lambie flexing.
I don't need a flex, fam. But let's not get distracted.
Oh, I don't need a
Oh,
flex.
oh.
Let me see
Yeah.
it. Come on, come on. Hey, hey.
But my point is, we're really good at hiding who we actually are, right? And like everyone, the problem is everyone
Yeah, we
wants
invented plastic surgery for that, baby.
exactly. And you know, like the the whole problem is like everyone wants to be liked by everyone else. Everyone wants to be
Kearns,
at
you're not
the
even.
top of the.
He's not even drinking like classic horchata. He's drinking a fucking Monopoly Giants take on horchata. Boo. Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Shame.
Bro,
Shame.
what else am I
Shame.
supposed to do?
Shame.
That's all we
Shame.
could find, man.
Make your homemade horchata.
Dude, dude, come on, man.
Should I look up how easy it is? It's probably so easy.
Dude, this horchata is why capitalism is lit, bro. Like, what do you mean, dude?
And
Just
that's where
go
I'm
to
gonna
the
have.
store and get horchata.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Why is
I'm out.
capitalism not lit?
No wait. I'm trying to look at how easy it is to make horchata. Or
It's
is
not
it?
ridiculously easy.
Long grain rice, cinnamon sticks, vanilla. How to make horchata. Blend. Start by adding uncooked rice, 2 cups of water, cinnamon sticks to your blender. Blend everything until roughly ground. Add the rest of the water and blend for an additional minute. Pour this into a pitcher and refrigerate overnight. Interesting. Strain the ground rice through a sieve or mesh strainer. Discard any chunks. Now add milk, vanilla. Oh, that's so easy, bro. We should try and make our own. Sugar
I
in a
think
rice one.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty sweet,
Dude,
right?
it's
It's like
one of my
cinnamon
favorite
sweet.
things.
It's
I
Yeah.
literally
still
cinnamon sweet milk. It's cinnamon vanilla milk.
yeah. It's
So
Yeah.
I wrote this
I'm low
topic.
key addicted.
I wrote this topic down for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Um,
into one topic with you guys, and then I gotta scatter.
it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm at 70%. So, but I wrote down one topic because one, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, I care about you, right? I want you to be awesome. I want you to be happy. I want you to live your best life. And this is something that affects your mood, it affects your concentration, it affects your motivation, and it affects your anxiety. I'm talking about your gut microbiome right here, bro.
He's talking about
How
your
many of you
gut
listeners
microbiome.
know? What do you guys know about your gut microbiome?
All right, guys. Nice guest appearance for Alec Jr. and Skyhawk. I think I'm out. I don't really want to hear about your gut biome.
No, bro. What do you mean? You gotta listen to
Oh,
his gut
Skyhawk.
biome.
I'm scared, Coach.
What?
You
Did you just get a Warzone text? You
Okay.
got the Warzone text? Did you
No,
got
you think people are playing video games with me? I got no text. I just
No,
heard I heard something about my energy and then like my anxiety, and you know I got a little.
don't let that. Don't
Spotlight
just.
just got put on me. You know, why would you have me as your guest for this topic? Huh? You trying to say something? Is my
No, I
gut
just.
biome bad? Are you trying to target me? You said it so perfectly. You like how did? Is this an intervention? Are you talking about my tummy? Are you mad? I don't know how to
This
act.
is for the listeners. This
Ooh,
is for the listeners.
oh my God, Skyhawk!
Listeners, I know you saw
This
that
Sizzy
attack
Lip
on me.
is for you. Skyhawk.
Um, They call the gut microbiome the second
Hey,
brain.
sorry, real quick, listeners, we do not condone marijuana usage unless it's used for medicinal purposes. For Lucas to slow down his big brain, medicinal purposes. Thank you. Also, let's help the nonviolent drug offenders in jail. Let's decriminalize marijuana, folks.
So that's what Andrew Yang was all about. He was going to
Legalize it. Don't criticize it. Sorry.
If he was president, he was going to pardon everyone on 420. I think that's legendary. Could you imagine him pardoning everyone who got a marijuana offense on 420?
Let's picture an Andrew Yang 2021.
I want Andrew Yang.
This life's crazy right now.
Skyhawk, what did you think of that church thing, dude? Wasn't that church thing ridiculous?
That stunt is fucking stupid.
That was the craziest.
There should be a bigger separation of church and state. He literally just made a peaceful protest through tear gas at people just to take a picture of a Bible that motherfucker hasn't even read. That's true. You got everyone seeing that video of Trump being questioned about the Bible, and you just avoided the questions. Oh, my favorite Bible verse, that's between me and God. Congrats, Trump. Bro.
I think we all know he's faking it.
I thought what you guys were going to talk about is how. Did you guys see the news about Amy Klobuchar? How she was being vetted for vice president, but then it came out that she was the district attorney during early 2000s, and she was the district attorney during the time when the same cop that killed George Floyd, the unarmed African American man that died, she was the DA for the same cop that shot an unarmed Native American 23-year-old or something like that.
Jesus.
And she didn't press charges on the same officer. So I think she's not going to be vice president anymore. She's out of the race now.
Insane.
Who do you think's going to be the vice?
Sleepy Joe's looking for someone else.
Kamala Harris.
I kind of want Julian Castro. I think he'd.
Bro, what if he teamed up with Bernie, dude? Wouldn't that be?
No, Bernie won't do it because he doesn't stand with Joe Biden's policies.
No, they don't.
He wouldn't. Bernie's got to be heated by now, dude.
I think Bernie's just sad, and now he's just sitting in a chair like I have right here. Like an old rocker, and he's going like this, and he's like, "Oh,
I'm gonna die and not be president."
I try to show that the white man can actually be good, but these white men in America actually don't give a fuck. That's kind of what he just basically showed.
Yeah.
He tried his best, bro. He tried his best. I watched a great there is a series on Vice that was corporate media against Bernie. It was called the Bernie Blackout, and it explained how literally it's true though. The corporate media literally swayed our parents' age voters for Bernie.
Can we talk about how powerful the media is?
Would you say, son. Would you say you agree that the Democratic Party was the people who sabotaged Bernie Sanders?
Yeah. No, that's what we're trying to say here. That So there's Democrats that are very left, but then there's the corporate Democrats that are more actually moderate, and moderate conservative is actually what there's a great article. God, see, I hate saying that because people could bullshit, but there's an article by this New York Times author, I forget, that basically was explaining that even Obama policies were pretty moderately conservative. So
So Obama, he put more immigrants in prison than George W. Bush. He was very strict against immigration. I don't think a lot of people reconcile that because he was such a status symbol for our culture in America.
But what I'm basically trying to say is just because they're called a Democrat, it's you got to do your research because not all Democrats are the same.
So it's crazy how there's
a wide spectrum.
So do you guys think in 10 years, could you see a 3-party system go where people fuck with that?
There has to be soon.
Well, here's what's going to happen. If the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, can't get their shit together and realize they either have to choose between corporate democracy or actually for the people, what Bernie wanted, they're going to have to make a decision. They either say we understand.
Who is they?
What do you mean?
So how many people are in the DNC? Like I hear the DNC all the time, and it's like how
I
like
mean, bro, like
is it
I'm
like a
pretty
group
sure.
of 100? Is it like a group of 100 people
No,
who each get a vote, or like who is the DNC? Right? How do you get into the DNC? Because they're
I
the
mean,
ones who get to choose the president. I
But I
mean,
feel
or
like
they
the
of the
people who are
party.
really
They get to
making the
choose the
laws are the
nominee.
ones paying funding the campaigns. You know, the fucking billionaires.
Yeah, that's another story. I mean, you look at people like Pete Buttigieg. Like his campaign had so many billionaires. Had over 32 billionaires donated to his campaign. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at people. You look at people like Yang and Bernie. How many billionaires? Zero. So I mean, money fucking will influence. It'll make you make bad decisions. It's not good, but like everyone wants money, right? Everyone wants to be the president. Everyone wants power, but what's best for everyone? You know what I mean? How can the system be run more fairly and more better so those who kind of grew up with nothing get an opportunity, but those on the other side can still experience individual freedom and sovereignty. And I don't know what the solution is, but like the way I see it is it's more so like do your part, be a nice person, man. Like your vote carries a lot of merit, but you know what carries more merit? Your fucking attitude. I mean, I believe in stuff like the butterfly effect, where it's like I give a positive vibe to Lucas Liberatore and Alec Jean Reed Skyhawk during this podcast, and they take it and they spread it like a seed to the world, and that's how better things happen. But
I'm gonna
I'm
pollinate the world, baby.
yeah, I'm an optimist. No one likes to be
Alex
around a
collecting
pessimist.
seeds constantly,
Yeah,
pollinating the
yeah.
world.
I'm like, yeah, just yeah. Powerful words are powerful.
Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful.
Guns are also powerful.
Guns are also
Guns
powerful.
are
But you have to have a thought in order for a gun to even do anything.
Oh shit. Yeah,
it doesn't take a lot of thought to kill someone with a gun, though. It
Whoa,
takes
how
a
do you
lot of
know?
thought.
Have you killed someone with a gun?
Well, how hard is it to pull a
Mhm.
trigger?
I know, but bro, it's not that easy. Well, I mean, I've never been in a situation, but I'm
That's
saying
true.
if it's an innocent fucking human being and you have a gun in your hand,
But that you can be conditioned to. That's exactly what war training is, and going to
Yeah,
boot
exactly.
that's
No, I
true.
totally agree.
they condition your brain to
You
pull
know,
the trigger.
and it's pretty easy to condition to want to like hurt other people when you're like villages or something are getting bombed by drones. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
Yep.
like people are like, oh, they're and it's like, how do we make terrorists? Well, a lot of
Mm,
a lot of a lot
It's
of
that
a
South
lot of
Park
facts
episode
are
called
shown that
Mexican Joker.
a lot of
You know
facts
that
are
South
shown
Park
that we kill a
episode?
bunch of fucking innocent civilians in a lot of targeted raids and shit. So it's like, what's gonna happen? You're gonna breed terror. You're gonna breed hate.
Yeah, we just need to the
You know what? You know what pisses people
yeah.
off? You know what's crazy to me is okay, the Israeli like army throws like tear gas, right? And like a Palestinian village, they take push the protesters away. When that tear gas canister runs out and they look down on that canister, you know what it's gonna say? Made in the USA. Because literally a shit ton of weapons and stuff that the Israelis are using are fucking made in the USA. So it's like we're literally
Well,
causing
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I've heard a
We fund the
statistic today.
Israeli military.
6 bill between 5 and 6 billion each year or some shit like that. It's
Hmm.
crazy. It's crazy.
But they are influence in the Middle East, so it makes sense.
Well, yeah, no, they're literally like, it's exactly. They're a little like,
It's
it's our little nation in the Middle East to control oil. Like, you know, you're right.
yeah,
It's all part of the bigger. It's what happens when there's
it's just
globalization. It's a global
geopolitics.
market.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
geopolitics.
All right, I got a PQ personal question for both of you guys. What have you learned in the last like month or so that like you kind of like figured out about life? Because like the way I see it is like every single day, like you're learning some sort of like lesson. And like for me, it would be like in the past 30 days, I've really appreciated like what I got, and like I really appreciated stretching a lot because I know I'm tall, and
Dude, I gotta
one
hit a
day.
quick stretch.
So like for me, it's been stretching and getting my legs active, and maybe doing some fitness. But what have you guys learned the last 30 days or so where it's like, oh, like this is what we should be doing in life, or whatnot, whether it's like setting deadlines, like being accountable? Break it down.
Accountable. Um,
Sorry to put you on the spot too.
I've gotten a lot better at bike riding, bro,
Bikes, so
because
yeah.
I was getting kind of, because I've biked like the Walnut Creek stuff a lot, but I've just been exploring the bike trails in Santa Barbara, and it's been stupid fun, just next to the beach and stuff, dude. And then you like find a nice day and you just lay on the sand,
Yeah,
just like, dude,
appreciating the beach and stuff. Okay, I like
appreciating the
it.
universe. But
Can you repeat the question?
So it was more of, so like in the past month,
just
um
appreciating your time on the planet, dude,
yeah,
because you
like
have
in the
only
in the
so
past,
much.
yeah. So like what have you learned in the past like month or so where it's like this is kind of like your routine in life, like this is what you do, like I take cold showers sometimes, or stretching, or
Well, like,
something that like you've incorporated during the coronavirus when you've had all this time to yourself.
I mean, the first thing that comes off the comes off the noggin is like, I mean, just this not a pre. I mean, yeah, I'm grateful for it that like I have privilege that I don't have to really worry about like a lot of shit. It's like I
Hmm.
live on a private in the suburbs, private property. I have my own backyard. I don't have to like risk going. You know what I'm saying? Like I have
Right.
I don't. I
So
don't. I have a lot less worries than a lot of people around this world and in this country like have. You know, I'm
right.
literally a
So
dependent.
you're
That's
so
very true. I agree with that.
you're more so pointing out just the fact that like like a lot of people don't have it the way we do,
I
and
mean,
we like.
there's 40 million Americans unemployed, bro, and they're like, think
Right.
about it. Those are people that have families and shit. So it's like, I mean, I got a lot to appreciate, and I fucking it's like it's really what I always just have a hard time with is it's not like fucking fair. Like I didn't fight anything
Right.
for this life, you know. I was given to it, so it's like I'm trying to just in this month I've been trying to realize that like okay I gotta appreciate what I have, appreciate like the like how grateful I am, the privilege I have in this world. But now I gotta like, but if I stay right there, you know, it's like okay, but now I'm just wasting that privilege. Like
You can't.
now is the
Yeah.
time for like doing stuff. So what I did today in the past 2 days is I've been looking up like what I can fucking do. You know, like I
Hmm.
understand the idea of like have you guys been seeing like the black posts
Right.
like
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Good idea in the beginning, but if you think about it, it's like okay, that's great. You're posting on Instagram, but that 30 seconds you could be doing on Instagram showing
Hmm.
solidarity. You could be making a 30-second phone call to the head of sheriff of Contra Costa County, Sheriff Livingston, and saying, "What the fuck? You need to fucking release all non-violent prisoners that are vulnerable with medical conditions from fucking jails and prisons in the Contra Costa district or county immediately, as they're fucking very vulnerable for COVID, and there's no point for them for being in there. They need to be released." So that's what I actually did. I was able to look at like the ACLU NorCal section that they're actually been making phone calls, and I fucking called up. A little embarrassing. I thought it was gonna be like a messaging system, but I fucking called up, and this like woman like picked up the phone and was like hello, and I fucking panicked and hung up because I thought I was gonna not be talking to like a real human, you know.
Right.
So then I regathered my thoughts, put some notes down, and then yeah.
Yeah. I definitely catch your vibe on that.
So
Like
it's
it's
just
like.
like don't just like say you can't just acknowledge you have privilege, you know? You gotta
Hmm.
fucking do something about it. So my point is like
Yeah.
there's little things you can do that go a long way.
So the way I see it is like back to like social media and stuff is like when you like, let's say like doesn't matter if you're a girl guy, but like let's say you post like Black Lives Matter on Instagram right now because of these riots. Well, The way I see it is that's just pulling out your cards saying I'm ethical and moral and I don't have to do anything in this world about it except post about it on Instagram.
Well,
When
okay,
really,
that's like I get what you're saying because a lot of people do that, but then there's a lot of people that are doing both. Because like you do have
right,
to
you
realize
can't
though
include
that it,
them all in the circle, right?
well,
There's
that
like a
and it's like
subcategory.
are a lot of pros for there are a lot of pros for posting on social media that like you don't think about it. It's like people that would never actually think about that shit, and now they're seeing all these posts on the Instagram feed.
Right,
It will make them like rethink shit and be like, oh shit, I'm part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you
right.
can't just say, but like I do get what you're saying is like people think they're like helping, and
Well,
it's just a tough situation.
I,
And
I the I just the way I see it, I mean, it's so easy to like look something up and then screenshot it and post it on Instagram, but
mm,
like that's not you doing your good due diligence you should in this world. You should be doing, you know what, you should be doing all these great things, and I think the world should not know about it. You know what I mean? Because then
yeah, no,
like
that's a good point.
that's just like what's integrity? It's you doing the right thing when no one's looking, but you saying to everyone else, to all your followers, everyone you know in this entire world, hey, I'm on this side and you should call this hotline, but that's all I'm going to do about it. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I mean, I think that's just not being accountable for your own standards and moral integrity.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
All right, frequency 43. I have to go. I just got the text from Janet that I was being too loud.
All right.
Was getting too much into it. Thank you for having me
Right.
on the
Thank
beautiful
you for
show.
being on.
All right,
Love
peace
to
out,
hear it.
boys.
Peace out.
No, Skyhawk, thank you.
What
that's
a
beautiful.
podcast. I'm at 8%. I think we're gonna be wrapping this up in a little bit. Closing comments. What did we talk about today? We talked about the riots. We talked about
Got the right.
Jordan Peterson a little bit. We talked a little politics.
Politics.
As always, eat your fruits and vegetables. Get some exercise.
Eat your fruits
Do
and
some breath
vegetables.
work. Eat your fruits and I mean, what you put in your body's a machine, fam. So take care of yourself. I'm always looking to improve the listeners. Take what I say.
Isn't
And
it
do what you want to do
crazy
with
that
it.
our body heals itself?
Yes.
Like, it heals itself. Like, we regenerate our own. It's just fucking crazy. It's just fucking crazy.
That is crazy. But stay on my frequency. Keep getting after it. Follow your dreams. I mean, it's a dream until you write it down, then it's a goal. And on that note, I'm gonna leave frequency 43. Keep it real. Can't wait to see you next time. Stay sexy, stay dangerous, and look good, feel good, play good, live good,
Hey, float
live
like
good,
a
die good.
butterfly, sting like a fucking bee, baby. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Ride and die on that wave of
Peace out.
greatness, baby. Let's do it.